Hello everybody, it is Alan, it is morning time, and welcome back to Let's Play Spirit of Justice. When we last left off, we finally got the, real Adistan Din, I think is his name, to, expose himself, and now he's become a metal artist, and we're about to, prove that he could have caused the power outage. So, without further ado, let's get right in and present the breaker.
Take that!
The witness was in the storeroom. The circuit box is on the storeroom end of the hallway. There's nothing really magical about turning off the breaker, wouldn't you say? Nice try, but that theory doesn't hold water, lawyer man. And why not? You're saying I turned the breaker off and then snuck up on Mr. Roll and hit him? In pitch black darkness with no source of light whatsoever? Is that... Sorry, I can't get it. Is that what you're saying? The light's off. That hallway is blacker than 100 midnights. You can't see the hand in front of your face. How could anybody commit murder like that? Unless it was somebody standing right in front of the victim, locked in queue. I hate when he's right. But I can't just let his point stand. Well, maybe the victim was holding something that served as a guide. A guide through the darkness? Something? There's more than a little vague, wouldn't you agree? You ain't gonna move this room with your half-baked hunch like that, bro. God dang, I can't get the surfer boy. Gotta hit him hard, really make him feel it, you hear me? Just like my verse, baby. Woo! Well, I'm afraid I don't understand the witness's lyrics very well either. But in a trial, your arguments have to be clear and precise. Let's see some of that clarity and precision now, defense. Uh-oh, what do I do? Can you present to us something that could have served as a guide through the darkness? I can, actually. Yes, I can. Because there has to be something. Alright, let's see what you have, defense. What could the victim have been holding that served as a guide through the darkness? Good old treasure box, because it glows in the dark.
Take that!
I believe the victim was holding the treasure box. Huh? Huh? Have you gone mad? Well, the box glows in the dark, so you could use it as a sort of beacon. Well, I guess you're right. But why in the world would the victim be holding the treasure box? Oh, well, because your guess is as good as mine. Dude! Phoenix, come on! This is what you're talking about. Nonsense and lies yet again. Just give him the death penalty already. Is there no way to win them over? Prejudices runs deep, Phoenix. Defense? Are we going to be needing those tongue shears after all? No, your majesty. Yeah, man, do it. Do it. Then we can jam out to this lawyer's shrieks of pain. Better get those screams of agony out now, lawyer man. While you still have a tongue to scream with. I guess I'd better come up with a reason. No pressure or anything. As to why the victim was holding the treasure box. It can easily be explained as thus. Brain, don't fail me now. What reason could the victim possibly have had to be holding that treasure box? The victim was holding the treasure box because he was the thief. It's an idea I just happened to stumble upon, but I think it just might be the answer. And it would turn this whole trial upside down. Hello? Defense? Are you still with us? Let's hear this easy explanation you promised. Isn't it possible that was because the victim himself was the thief? The victim? The thief? What kind of bully you spewing now? Your Majesty, this guy's off his rocker. If the victim was the thief, everything we've learned so far would all make sense. And it would give us a completely new way to interpret the victim's actions. After the morning dance of devotion, Mr. Roll went to the treasure room. He grabbed the box that contained the treasure and started to take off with it. But then he ran into Albie on the great stairs. That's why Mr. Roll pulled his gun on Albie. Then, when the blackout occurred, Mr. Roll was bludgeoned to death in the darkness. This explains why the victim would be holding the glowing treasure box in the dark, and how it would have been possible for someone other than the accused to kill him. Do you have any idea what you'll say? You're unbelievable, lawyer man. I think you've lost it. That's the craziest thing I ever heard. Roll trying to roll the temple? That devout believer? That pious Qur'anist? I won't allow you to disparage the victim's departed soul with unfounded allegations. I hope you're prepared to back up your claim. Of course, Your Majesty. Oh, really? In that case, can we assume you have proof? Uh-oh, proof, huh? Don't have any proof, but I can't back down now. Yes, I have proof. In my dreams. The proof that Mr. Roll was the thief may have been left behind on a certain piece of evidence. Very well. Let's see your evidence and be ready to stand behind it. Footprints, fingerprints, I'll take anything at this point. I need proof, something that would have been involved with the theft, and that might still have some trace evidence left on it. What proof do you have that the victim might have been the thief? Probably the treasure box itself, because if he hit him, there would be blood on it.
Take that!
The defense would like to examine the treasure box. There might be trace evidence on it that would show that the victim had held it. Right? You better hope you turn up something more definitive than that defense. Yes, sir, Your Majesty. Very well. Bailiff, bring the treasure box. There you are, defense. You're free to examine it. If I don't find something now, my entire argument up to this point will be blown. Plus, there's that little matter of the old tongue shears. I have to find something. I just have to. Now to make sure I remember how to do this. I can rotate the evidence with the arrow keys. I can also use B and M to zoom in and get a better look. If I ever get too turned around, I can always use reset to return to things to its initial state. I better search every inch of this box carefully. Examine anything of interest in detail with it. You can also just... The lid of the box was forced open. But while the victim was holding the box, the lid must have been closed. Try closing the lid too. Hey, what? You son of a... You locked it! So? What's the big deal? I thought you can open it with that key you're wearing. Yeah, I can. No sweat. Then why is there a bucket load dripping off of you over there? I think I'd like to open this box back up again. Could you lend me your Magatama key? Sure. Okay, let's see. Where's the keyhole? Well, it is the Magatama key, so wouldn't it go in the hole above the Magatama mark? Huh? It won't open. Would you look at that? Thief must have busted the lock when they forced the box open. Really? Because I'm not so sure about that. In any case, I'd better take another good look. I have to find proof that the victim was holding this box. This blood stain. It shows the outline of a hand. Could this be what I've been looking for? Your Majesty, take a look at this. There's a bloodstain here that outlines the shape of a hand. Really? Let me see that. Oh my! You're right. Now I'm getting somewhere. I believe that bloodstain is an outline of the victim's hand as he was holding the box. What? Even as he was being struck, he held on tight to the precious treasure box. After all, he'd gone through a lot of trouble to steal it. The blood from his head was splattered across his hand and onto the box. Your Majesty, don't let yourself be taken in. It's just more of his loyalty deceit. What do you mean? Mr. Wright, where is your proof that the outline is that of the victim's hand? What? I should have seen this coming. Either show proof or prepare to meet the shears. Or you can save us all some time and bite your tongue out now and submit instead. That I did not see coming. Well, DeFinch, how about you? Do you have proof that the outline is of the victim's hand? Where would the proof of something like that even be? Please submit your evidence at this time. What evidence shows that the outline on the treasure box is that of the victim's hand? Oh, blood on his hand. There it is.
Take that!
I've got it. This is the evidence that's going to save my beloved tongue. Mr. Payne, despite your claims about my forked tongue, it just so happens I have the proof that you require. You do? It's right here in this crime photo. It is? Where? Defense, please point it out. What proves that the bloodstain outline on the box is that of the victim's hand, you ask?
Take that!
Mr. Payne, take a good look at the victim's hand. See this? That's blood. What? If we place Mr. Roll's hand inside the bloody outline, you think the blood on his hand would complete the splatter? Exactly. Here goes nothing. And if they do form one complete splatter, it would prove my theory correct. Then the victim really was holding the box. I'm willing to bet my life on it. The defense reasserts that the victim was the thief who stole the treasure box. You can't be serious! I protest. There's no way they would ever match up. I assert that it's a patently impossible. Ow! Talk about tongue karma. Sounds like you just bit his. What's the matter, Mr. Payne? Did your forked tongue get tangled up in there? Or were you trying to submit your own tongue to the court? Why, you... I can hardly believe it. Apparently not everything out of the defense's mouth is a bluff. Of course not, Your Majesty. This tongue doesn't lie. And I'd like to continue to use my tongue in the future, too, if you wouldn't mind. Never has to know it really was a bluff. No, not Mr. Roll. I can't believe it. I'm sorry, Albie. I know it's upsetting news. He must have needed the money badly, probably to support his family. After all, he even gave up his dream of becoming a monk to help them. Oh, so that thing Mr. Roll would say to me... Yeah. He was probably warning you not to end up a thief. Mr.
Objection!
Now wait just 1 minute! If the victim was the thief and he was holding the treasure box, then that means Mr. Roll was holding the murder weapon when he was killed! Oh, that's a very good point. Doesn't make much sense, does it? If the victim was holding the treasure box, it couldn't have been the murder weapon. Which means the real murder weapon must have been something else. The real murder weapon? Was something else? The blood was thought to have gotten on the box when the box was used as a weapon. But it turns out that wasn't the case. The blood splattered onto the treasure box the victim was holding. When he was struck with the real weapon, that's what really happened. Is that right, Mr. Andistan Din? Are you insinuating I'm the one who used this real weapon? Are you saying I'm wrong in my Andistan Din? You got me riled up, lawyer man. I feel a song coming on. Looking for a weapon that just don't exist. Pathetic lawyer man, drop it into the abyss. Despicable lawyer man, you make me sick. You could disappear just like a magic trick. Worthless lawyer man, turning by a weapon, where you miserable wench held off me beckon. Yeah. Now I don't need to remind you, defense, that your life is on the line. I know you, magistrate, yet you're prepared to risk it on this mere ideal of a real murder weapon. Death to the lawyer! This is it. The moment of truth. I can't back down, not now. Yes, your magistrate, I am. I am. I'm confident the real murder weapon does indeed exist. That's a bold claim, Mr. Wright. Now let's see you back it up. Show us which piece of evidence points to this real murder weapon. Gladly. If I knew which one it was, what would somebody like Andistan Din use to bludgeon someone? Now the defense, please submit your evidence to the court. Yeah, let's see it, lawyer man. Let's see it. It shows the real weapon you say I use. Oh god. Sorry, Jesus. It would be as,
Take that!
What I'm about to present is really nothing more than a possibility. But this thin thread is all I've got. Allow me to direct the court's attention to this photo of the morning dance of devotion. That photo, how is that going to help you, Mr. Wright? There's something about it that doesn't sit right with me. Oh yeah? And what's this something? This thing here is odd, to say the least.
Take that!
Mr. Andistan Din, why is the instrument you're holding different from the one you're playing in the photo? Would you look at that? They're completely different shapes. I believe you said your Damalon was your one and only. Well, Mr. Andistan Din, what do you have to say to that? I got nothing to say. Allow me to answer for you. They're different because the one in the photo is no longer in playable condition. Not after you use it to bludgeon Mr. Roll to death. My old partner wasn't doing so hot, so I brought his sister along. That's all. Not a big deal, lawyer man. In that case, please submit your old Damalon to this court as evidence. Too bad, you're too late. I got rid of her yesterday. What? Burned her up with the rest of the trash. Ashes to ashes, baby. No! Has it already destroyed the evidence? And I see more trash right here in this court that needs to burn in the fires of hell. Lawyer trash. Now there's no proof to show. Oh, come on, that was pathetic. Your agony could sound better than that. Where's that great scream of yours? This can't be how it ends. I think I've heard enough. Seems the defense is unable to produce the evidence it needs to prove its assertion. But your majesty, that's only because the witness destroyed it. Evidence is everything in court. Don't tell me you've forgotten this most fundamental principle of our profession. Without sufficient proof, the claim that Mr. Andy Stondin is the murderer is no more than conjecture. Dad! There's the pained expression I've been looking for. By the way, there seems to be one more thing you're forgetting. What is it now? You accused Mr. Andy Stondin of being the thief, but the real thief turned out to be the victim. Uh-oh. And with that, Mr. Andy Stondin's purported motive for murder goes out the window. Ah! Great point, prosecutor. You tell him. If I had been there, I would have just collared roll and gotten the trash back. There wasn't a reason for me to kill him now. Was there? There's no good counter-argument to that. It sounds to me like Mr. Andy Stondin has been completely wrongfully accused. Unfortunate as it may be, I think it's time to hand down the verdict in this case. Not good, not good. Defense, I trust you understand what you yourself will receive from taking on this case. What do I do? The murder weapon's been destroyed, and I've got no motive. Poor Halby will be convicted, and I'll lose my life, too. Mr. Wright, you've wasted this court's time and disparaged everything we hold sacred. We should charge you with lese majesty in addition to the crime of abetting the accused. Yeah, you should pay for desecrating my good name. Bye-bye, lawyer man. Time for you to do some repenting in the Twilight Realm. This guy is guilty as sin. I just know it. He must have had some reason to kill Mr. Roll. But what? Come on, people, let me hear you scream and shout. Time to take this lawyer trash out. Exterminate! Annihilate! Exterminate! Annihilate! The thing to do at a time like this is to turn my thinking around. I shouldn't be trying to figure out what Andy Stondin's motive was. I should be thinking about what kind of situation would give him a motive. We know that Mr. Roll was the thief, and that he had gotten his hands on the box. So then why? Why in the world did he ask Albie that question? What about the treasure box would have been prompted him to? Ah! Defense, what's gotten into you? Now I get it. Now it all makes sense. Like, pulled kuka, man. What you trying to say? Muttering and squealing to yourself sounds like you knocked something loose upstairs. God, I did Surfer Guy, and I can't get it back. I don't know why. I keep slipping into the voice from the special case of last game. Lawyer man. Okay, there we go. Squealing in your head. Please hold off your ruling for just a little while longer. Don't tell me you're going to start begging for your life now. No, your majesty, that's not it. It's just that I realized something important. We've been operating under a serious misconception this whole time. A misconception, you say? That's right. Mistaken notion about the treasure box. But could this really be true? If so, there's still a lot to figure out. Very well, let's hear what you have to say. Thank you, your majesty. Your majesty, this is just more of his nonsense. He's just stalling for time. This is your last chance, defense. The second I find it really is nothing but nonsense. No amount of begging will stay my hand, understand? Yes, your majesty. We all know this is just going to be another one of your stupid bluffs. Now then, defense, what is this misconception you mentioned? The thing we didn't realize about the treasure box was that it was empty. What if the treasure box was already empty from the start? What? What? Please recall that when Mr. Roll ran into Albie on the Great Stairs, he asked the boy a question. Also recall that Mr. Roll was holding the treasure box at the time. So why then did he ask Albie the question that he did? That is a bit peculiar, isn't it? Not at all, your majesty. Not once you realize that by the time Mr. Roll got to the treasure room, the treasure box was already empty. I beg your pardon? Mr. Roll suspected that Albie had gotten to it first, which is why he confronted Albie when he ran into the boy on the stairs. But how would the victim have known the treasure box was empty? He didn't have any way of opening it. Once a year, the victim had the duty of carrying the treasure box to the palace. He would have been able to tell by the weight when he lifted it that the box was empty. Ah, I see. Yes, I suppose he would have been able to tell, wouldn't he? Mr. Roll most likely decided to at least steal the empty box. Steal the empty box. It's an important historical artifact in and of itself, after all. Yeah, but what's your point, Mr. Wright? What does any of this have to do with Mr. Andy Din? My point is this. Give Mr. Andy Din a motive to murder the victim. A motive? Mr. Andy Din, keeping the treasure safe is one of your duties, isn't it? So if anyone had found out that the treasure was missing, you would have been accused of incompetence. From the moment Mr. Roll discovered that the treasure was gone, his fate was sealed, because you decided then that he had to be silenced forever. But that's absurd! Can you believe the stuff that comes out of this guy's mouth? This guy's mouth! This is all just a colossal joke. So then what really happened to the treasure? It had been stolen long before this incident occurred. By Mr. Peaslubin Adistan himself. Andistan, goddamn. Mr. Wright, will you stop at nothing to accuse Mr. Andistan Din? Your Majesty, please don't listen to these trumped-up charges. The defense is grasping. The treasure box can only be opened with the key Mr. Andy Din holds. Who else could have stolen the treasure? As I said, the accused stole the treasure by forcing open the box. Your Majesty, I call for a swift ruling. I'm not ready to give my verdict yet. What? The defense has successfully presented a new possibility in this case. Yes, finally, a tiny shred of hope. Mr. Andy Din, do you care to make any statements in response to the defense's claims? Ah! This is all bull. My noggin's a rage cage and it's ready to explode, baby. Instructor Andy Din, please calm yourself. I'm not gonna take it. No, I ain't gonna take it. I dutifully watched over that treasure with my pride. And now I'm getting accused of stealing it? This lawyer is a lying scumbag. You better believe I got something to say. Open up your ear holes, sheeple. Let's rock. Death to the lying lawyer. steal the Founder's orb? Me? I did it? This lying lawyer's insults no limit. All this time I guarded the orb faithfully. Sacred duty to the Holy Mother. Easy to see. Hands unclean, the accused did the deed. Force the box open, no key did he need. Lying lawyer, condemn him to hell. Kick him, throw him into a prison cell. Alright, we've now heard from both sides. Either the treasure box was forced open by the accused as the witness claims, or Mr. Andy Sandin opened it, as the defense claims. Defense, this is your last chance to cross-examine the witness. Yes, Your Majesty. If you are unable to prove your assertions by the end of this cross-examination, then the DC Act will come into play, and both you and the accused will lose your lives. I understand. Life or death. It all comes down to this. Mr. Wright. Don't worry, Albie. I'm here to defend you. I promise it'll be alright. Thank you. I believe in you, Mr. Wright. I know you can win this for us. And after we win, we can go see Miss Maya. Together. It's a deal. Can't let Albie down. I have to win this trial. Somehow, I have to prove that I need to prove that only Andy Stondin could have stolen the treasure. Do your worst, lawyer trash. This is your requiem. The last song you'll ever hear on this mortal coil. The defendant didn't force the box open. That's a lie. In fact, you're the one who opened it. Isn't that right? Come on. You just saw it for yourself, didn't ya? The lock was busted on account of the box being forced open. Oh yeah? Well, there's your proof right there. Go for the middle, eh? Look, if the accused really did try to force his way into the box, then how do you explain why the lock was busted and went open for you earlier? How do I explain why the box went unlocked earlier? Maybe there's... There's a different way to open the box. Huh? What are you talking about? There's a secret trick to opening it, to protect its contents from being stolen. And you're the only one who knows how it works, isn't that right? Are you for real? You've been watching too many movies, lawyer man. Ah, so you're one of those tourists. Honestly, Mr. Wright, did you come expecting magic and mystery around every corner? I'll have you know, Defense. The Kingdom of Kurai-in is not some sort of fantasy funland. It's true I don't have any real grounds to make that assertion. And yet... Oh yeah, I feel another song coming on. But never but a crazy word with wild, fantastic ideas. Real method to open the lock, you say? Delusional, man. There ain't no other way. New verse. Please do add it to your testimony, Mr. Andy Stondin.
Hold it!
Delusional, am I? We'll see about that. Well, the idea is that's called delusional. Mixed up lawyer drowning in confusion. Indeed, the defense's sinful wrongdoing has made him lose touch with reality. Let's hear it. What'll it be for this sinner's flood of fancy? Nothing, because I'm not the delusional. I just know there's gotta be some secret trick to opening the treasure box. Oh, really? And where exactly is this secret hidden? The secret is obviously hidden in the key. There's obviously some secret hidden in the key. I'd like to examine it, if you please. You don't know when to quit, do ya? Here, go ahead, examine it all you like. Nothing. I don't see a thing. Well, Defense, what have you discovered? I'm afraid I haven't discovered anything, Your Majesty. Here, I'll return it now. I told you, didn't I tell you? Yes, you told me. There's just no reasoning with this man. The accused forced the lock open. There's no other explanation. That's right. He desecrated the box by opening it without using the Mitama key. Wait. What did he just say? I'll sing it as many times as I have to. God dang it. As many times as I have to get through your thick lawyer skull. Lawyer key unlocks the treasure. Force it and recap the founder's displeasure. Yeah. For the forgetful defense's sake, could you please add that to your testimony? If I have to, carve it in your brain, lawyer man.
Objection!
Just a minute, Mr. Andy Stondin. You just called your key the Mitama key, didn't you? Ah. But did you originally say it's called the Magatama key? Ah. The Mitama key? What's that? I don't know, Your Majesty, but apparently, it's a rather crucial question. What? What's the big deal? So, I said the wrong thing. So what? Simple slip of the tongue. An A for effort, Mr. Wright, but your grandstanding betrays your desperation. I'm afraid a small slip of the tongue like that adds absolutely nothing to your argument. What say you, Defense? Is it an important detail? Judging by Andy Staunton's reaction. I'd say it's everything my argument needs. Yes, Your Majesty, it's very important. This key is apparently not the Magatama key, but rather the Mitama key. And I believe this discrepancy holds great significance for the defense. No, man, just a meaningless mistake. Insignificant. You're riding the crazy train of nowhere, lawyer man. Your Majesty, please don't pay the defense any heed. It's all nonsense. To tell the truth, I'm not really clear on what the defense is driving at myself. However, I am eager to find out. What? Defense, you will explain yourself like your life literally depends on it. Because it does. Now then, is the name of the key an important detail? Yes, it's an absolute important detail. I think. Because the Mitama key is connected to the Founder's orb. I see. Very well. In that case, please show the court the grounds on which you are basing this claim. The grounds, Your Majesty? You can, of course, show grounds, can you not, Defense? Of course. What else can I say? I have to come up with something, anything, even if it's just a bluff. Here's a key to Mitama. Has to be something somewhere that ties Mitama and the orb together. Don't keep me waiting, Defense. What evidence shows a connection between the Mitama key and the Founder's orb? When the dragon-tiger battle, the Founder offers divine protection. When the butterfly... Oh! Yep.
Take that!
What's that? The Song of Ceremony? All this time, the answer was right there in front of me. It's right there in the Song of Ceremony performed during the Dance of Devotion. Your Majesty, the Song of Ceremony tells the treasure of the founder of Kurinism. Is that... But hidden within its lyrics is the secret behind how to really open the treasure box. Oh, holy mother! But how can that be, Defense? The Song of Ceremony contains the following lyrics. When the butterfly embraces the Mitama, the favor of the orb is bestowed. I believe the Mitama here refers to the Mitama key. Well, yes, it's the same word, but that doesn't mean. We've been calling this key the Magatama key, and that's why I inserted the key into the lock with the Magatama design on it. But that was obviously not the right way to use it. But I suppose you know the right way? I do, Your Majesty.
To use a key properly, you have to first flip it vertically. If we turn the magnetometer shape upside down like this, I knew it. It's the same thing from Investigations. It becomes the Kuranese symbol of the soul. In other words, a Mitima.
Oh my, you're absolutely right.
But now what? What do you do with it? It's too big to fit into that lock that way. Oh,
I knew he was just bluffing.
Bluffs and lies are only the tools of his trade, after all. There must be some other place this key fits. Where? Let's see. What were the words to the Song of Ceremony again? When the butterfly embraces the Mitima, the favor of the orb is bestowed. Where should the Mitima key actually be used?
Got it!
Oh, my goodness! The treasure box! It's really opened! No way, man! What? No! And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the real secret behind the Song of Ceremony. It's the true key to opening the treasure box. It's all over, Mr. Payne. How so? Let's say someone was fooled into trying to force the front-facing lock open. Sadly for them, it won't budge. The lock is, after all, just a decoy. Then what you're saying is... Neither the victim nor the defendant would have been able to open the box. They therefore had no way of stealing the treasure. The only one who could have stolen it is the one man who knew about the Mitima key. He's Lubin Andistan did. Ah! But I'm not done yet.
Please recall the scene of the crime.
On the floor by Mr. Rule's body was the very unlocked and very open treasure box. Only someone who knew how to open the box could have left it in that state. And so, there could be only one true culprit. Admit it, Mr. Andy Staunton. You're the one who killed Mr. Roll. What the fuck? I was not expecting it to go in that direction. Curse him. It's all his fault. Why'd he have to try and steal the treasure? Why'd I have to spot him with that box? On my way to the storeroom after the morning dance. It's his fault I had to cause that blackout and clock him good. I couldn't let my secret get out. Nobody could know the treasure box was empty. I'd lose my position as head monk. Who knows what else they'd do to me? I couldn't let. I had to. I had to stop him. What a shocking development. I can scarcely believe it. Nothing like this has ever happened since the DC Act was enacted 23 years ago. No! My perfect, unblemished record destroyed. The incredible pain ruined. No! Did that lawyer really win? can't believe it. No way. This can't be happening. Peace. I said peace. Honestly speaking, I'm just as shocked as everyone else. But the truth has been made known, so it's time for me to give my verdict. In the name of the Holy Mother, this court finds the accused Abi Urgade not guilty. Well, I think that's proof that we did good. God, that was slow. There's still quite a commotion. The people from the gallery show no sign of clearing out. Can't believe it. Not guilty? I'm still in shock. Can you believe that guy? I can feel everybody's eyes on me. Be happening. It's impossible. Holy Mother, preserve us. Never been in a defendant lobby quite this uncomfortable. Mr. Wright! Oh, Albie. Thank you. Thank you so much for what you did for me. I'm just glad it turned out okay. It was a touch and a go for a while. I'm really sorry, Mr. Wright. I had a really hard time trusting you at first. That's okay, Albie. I know how unpopular lawyers are in this country. But how did it ever get this way in the first place? Allow me to explain. At least, I wish I could explain. But I don't really know why. I never even questioned it before today. By the time I was born, all the lawyers were already gone. As far back as I can remember, verdicts have been based on our benevolence's insights. Right. Right, Rafa, the royal priestess. You would imply the trials of this country are unfair. Do explain, outsider. How verdicts founded on truths imparted by the very souls of the dead lack impartiality. For her part, I'm sure she really believes in what she says, but even with her benevolence divination seances, lawyers are still necessary. Without proper defense, people could easily wind up receiving wrongful convictions. Mr. Wright! Shh! Huh? Don't say that so loud. You might think you're a rebel. You could be arrested. A rebel? That's right. One of those people going against our queen in the court system. Rightfully so. They call themselves the Defiant Dragons, and they're led by a scary guy named Dirk. They'll do anything to overthrow Her Eminence, even commit crimes. Dirk. I remember people in this gallery mentioning that name. The things you're saying sound a lot like the stuff they say. But you're not scary like that Dirk guy. Pardon the intrusion. You. I want to talk to you, see? Flight, is it? Talk to you, see? Right, sir. Mr. Phoenix Wright, you are? I'm the Kuranese Minister of Justice. The name's Igna Kakul Kure. I oversee the whole legal shebang. I was watching the three-ring circus in there. You were? Wow, the Minister of Justice. So he's in charge of the entire court system? Defense Culpability Act and all? Minister Inga, how are you, sir? Run along, Mini-Monk. Grown-ups are talking here. Yes, sir. Very sorry, sir. May I help you with something? Just wanted a good look at you. Guys like you aren't exactly a dime a dozen around here. Huh? Well, he's eyeing me like I'm some kind of exotic creature in a cage. Oh yeah, might as well share this little morsel with you. Turns out Roll was a seasoned thief. A repeat offender, see? Had my men look into it, and they found all the booty he'd pilfered right there in his digs. But he seemed like such a nice man. Why, Mr. Roll, why? Guess he was doing it for the family. What a mook. A mook? How can you say that? Guess that kind of sob story gets your common folk all misty-eyed, huh? Anyway, another thing. I had my men check out the anti-stunt din fella too. He wasn't the one with the sticky fingers. It's the insurgents. What? They put the squeeze on our head monk, apparently. So I gave up the Founder's Orb and tried to keep it hush-hush. Wow, I see. Thank you for letting me know. Yeah, say what? That was a cute little number you pulled in my courtroom today, wasn't it? First not guilty ruling in 23 years. You're making waves, see? Stirring the pot. Catch my drift? Oh, well, yikes. I'm in for it now. But thanks to that song and dance, we know our precious national treasure got nicked. So I'm gonna call it a wash and let it slide this time. But all I did was defend the accused. You do best to read between the lines here, chub. You're standing on thin ice, you get my drift? Even a dirty, no-good Nick punk knows to cash in his chips before the house steps in. Do us both a favor and keep an eye on the path you're walking down. You never know whose toes you might be stepping on. This ain't your turf, buddy. Never forget whose soil it is you're standing on. Yikes. He was kind of scary, wasn't he? Yeah, well, no use worrying about it. We have more important things to think about, such as when we continue this. When can we continue the sightseeing tour? Tour? Oh, anytime, sir. We still have plenty of time until Miss Maya's training ends. And there are still lots more temples to see and all kinds of local foods to eat. I could show you the natural beauty of the area and the waterfall used for training. And I haven't showed you the breathtaking mountain view from the Plaza of Devotion yet. And there's this place where they dangle you and get a view of the Twilight Realm and walking. All right, slow down, Hobie. There's plenty of time. And we're done with all that. We could go see Miss Maya together. Yeah, you bet. Maya. Wonder how she's doing. Hope she's okay. Do we have a boy assistant this time?
So, how about that not guilty, Dirk?
I heard. Sounds like the winds of change are beginning to stir.
End. Holy crap, we are at an hour. I was so ingrained in this. This is a great start. I mean, it turns out in the post, the characters so far, the story is really intriguing. The idea of it'll be interesting to see what Dirk did, because I think it was Dirk who got the false accusation, or maybe he's just responding to the ban. But I'm not sure where I stand on the rebels yet. It depends on what they do. I mean, if he's willing to go murder somebody, then no, man, no. But and like kill like regular innocent people, no. But like the government itself in Ukraine is yeah, I do think that it needs to be overthrown. It is very dictatorial, and the Rafa is kind of a spoiled brat. So I mean, it needs to change, in my opinion. But I want to hear what you guys all think. So, thank you all for watching. Please do a like, comment, and subscribe to Brony Time for more content, especially more Spirit of Justice. Also, please make sure to share this video far and wide so you can get the series on many eyes as possible. I will see you in the next one.